Hey, paisanos. This is Tom from Become a Bat.
And this is Mike.
Trying to mix up the intro here.
That's fine.
Yeah.
No more holy cats.
No, I mean, they haven't said that in a while.
No, they said it a lot recently, but not in the last couple episodes.
No. Hopefully they'll say it soon. Maybe it'll be the catchphrase that time forgot. Kind of is. So this is our 37th episode. And today we're going to be doing Batman number 10, the story number 1. Now, in case you missed it last time, we're going to be saving the 4th story of Batman number 9 for the end of this month because it's a Christmas-themed episode.
Yeah.
So it'll be appropriate. We'll do a nice little Christmas episode. And then we also got Detective Comics number... I don't know if I have a good 69 sound effect. What do we got?
I just the wah wah.
No, here we go. Detective Comics number 69.
Yeah.
All right, know that. So this was okay. Real quick, quick Batman news. I don't know if you heard. Warner Brothers is working out some kind of a deal with Amazon Prime. To put like their like DC content on there, like a bunch of DC content.
The stuff that's not on HBO Max.
It kind of seems like, well, HBO Max is going to go away pretty soon.
I heard, yeah.
Yeah.
Bummer. I like HBO Max.
I do too. I think it was, like as far as like the big like streaming ones, like Netflix, Hulu, whatever. I think it was the best one.
It operates the best for sure.
Yeah, it had like the best mix of everything and the cleanest interface.
Mm-hmm.
It had bunch of DC stuff. It had a bunch of just classic movies.
Yep.
It had all the HBO stuff, which was really strong. And it had what I think should legally, like every streaming service should have, is you should just have like the A to Z. You should just be able to say like, okay, everything here I have, you could look at it A to Z.
Now I need a new TV because my TV has an HBO button on it and it's not going to work anymore.
I know. Maybe I'll just reroute to the whatever the new thing is. But yeah, like because I was over here last week getting drunk after on Black Friday.
Yeah.
Just browsing through Criterion Channel, and there was no A to Z.
Yeah, that's really frustrating.
It is, and now I was like, okay, let's see, and like they have like their little sections, like their themed sections.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember what I was looking at top of my head, but I was looking, and I'm like, this movie isn't on this. It should definitely be on here. And I did a search, and the movie's there, but it wasn't in that like most appropriate like section.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know. That's been right. But relating to Batman, it definitely seems that because we talked about a few months ago that Batman Cape Crusader will it's not going to come to HBO or whatever Warner Brothers is going to have. It's going to be shopped around. So seems like strong contenders going to be Amazon.
Maybe it'll end up on Prime.
Yeah, probably.
As long as it happens.
Oh yeah. I don't think it won't happen. But it just sucks that it's not going to happen like the best one.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, do we want to get right into Batman number 10?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. So, this is Batman. I got to scroll all the way to the top here on my iPad. Batman number 10, story 1, The Isle That Time Forgot. I almost said The Isle That Tom Forgot. That would have been if I just forgot to read. This is the May 1942 issue. Art by Bob Kane, Jerry Robinson, George Roussos. And it's written by Joseph Green. And damn, okay, I did forget to do something. I forgot to put a little bio. Have we had Joseph Green write anything for Batman yet?
I don't think so.
All right, well, either I'll like splice something in here or we'll just talk about it next week. Yeah, actually, we'll probably do one next week because I looked ahead and I saw that he wrote one of next week's stories. So I'll put a little bio here for him there. I don't want to skip our writer.
How about that cover though?
That is a nice cover.
Both of these covers are really nice this time around.
Yeah. You want to describe this one?
Yeah, I mean it's Batman and Robin. They're on a drawing table. There's like an inkwell next to them, and they're on a page of Batman and Robin comic books. That it looks like either they were inking or they're just holding the ink pens because someone else was just inking it.
Yeah,
and they're waving at you, the reader. Hello, fans.
It's very Will Eisner-esque.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
I was thinking it reminded me of something, but I couldn't figure out what it was.
Yeah, Will Eisner liked to get kind of like meta and like really use the medium to do stuff that you couldn't do in books and traditional books and movies at the time. So Kind of reminds me of that. I don't know if that's like a new page or that doesn't look familiar to you, does it?
No, I was looking at that earlier trying to figure it out, but I can't see.
I'm looking at the panel at the like the lower left. Mind if I plant this?
Oh no, I
It's
remember that. Yep, when he throws the plant at his head. I don't know what issue that is, but I definitely remember that.
all right, I'll have to look into it. And the splash page.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
It's all a lie.
Yeah, this whole book is a lie.
Yeah. You know, I'll describe the splash page. You describe the next one.
Okay, because I'm gonna read that blurb anyway.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. So the splash page on this one is it's Robin is climbing a mountain trying to get away from a Tyrannosaurus Rex. And Batman, he's like rappelling on a rope. Like he's got his like foot like kind of hooked around the rope to like stabilize him while the like hand's holding onto it. And he's got a spiked club and he's like reaching to club this dinosaur.
Where's the rope coming from? And the way, like, with the fact that he's already at the end of the rope means he's gonna have like no centrifugal force to swing that club.
No, maybe he'll like have to jump off of it or something.
Yeah.
The T-Rex dinosaurs drawn before like a certain time. I think like probably like Jurassic Park might have been it. Like
it's got like these weird bumpy eyes.
Yeah, and then the arms are like more human proportioned.
Yeah, and also like the spikes on the back of it too.
Yeah,
it's just not drawn well, but it's comical.
Well, I don't know about it not being drawn well. It's just like I said, dinosaurs drawn before like I think of like literally Jurassic Park.
Yeah,
some like our understanding of them like paleontology.
Very basic.
Very basic, and you can see it in the movies too, where they thought they were like slow and lumbering, and then like our Jurassic Park like actually changed the perception of how fast they were. I think it was before we like realized they were basically just birds. All right, that blurb.
The blurb. Okay. Uncounted millions of years ago, the great dinosaurs roamed the earth, masters of the world. So books say, but fate casts up Batman and Robin, the boy wonder, on a lonely dot of ocean-lapped land, where man must battle barehanded with these fearsome giants of the fabled past. For here is an oasis of eternity, which time seemingly has miraculously left untouched. Now come with us on a whirlwind fantasy, brave the unknown perils of monster-haunted jungles on the island that time forgot.
I liked brave the unknown perils of the monster-haunted jungles. That's nice.
I should have just rolled with pod because nobody would have known.
Nobody would have known. Yeah. Okay, so
this panel in the bottom corner down here, by the way, it got me. I was like, "What the hell's happening?"
Yeah.
And then the next couple panels, I was like, "Why is this happening?" And then I was like, "Oh yeah, that used to be a thing, didn't it?"
Yeah. I'll tell you why the whole episode basically punked me. Like after I get to do the synopsis.
Yeah.
Excuse me. A seltzer's getting to me. Bruce wakes Dick up for his birthday. They have cake, and the cake has a tiny bat plane on it. All right, so okay, before
you just skip over the whole thing.
I wanted to like do it for brevity, but I can't skip over it. All right, yeah. Bruce wakes Dick up by spanking him.
Yeah, like really creepy, like.
Yeah. I know there's the whole like what was it, seduction of the innocent angle. And,
oh, that's all bullshit.
I mean, that's bullshit, and like it's just you gotta. This is like very innocent.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. And we'll talk about that when we get to the panels.
Okay.
So they have cake. I mean, it's his birthday. He surprises him. They have cake, and the cake has a tiny little bat plane on it. And Dick wishes that the plane was real. Then Bruce surprises him with an actual mini bat plane of his own. All right, it's not mini. I mean, it's a smaller version of his, basically.
Yeah, it still fits two.
Made for Robin. Yeah. That night, they take it out for a spin. Robin flies straight into a hurricane. He regains control, and they spot an island. Robin is astonished to see a dinosaur on the island. Batman doesn't believe him at first and takes the binoculars, and when he looks for it, he spots a bunch of cavemen about to kidnap a group of explorers in danger. They land on the island, and they try to find the couple, but the cavemen got the drop on them, which I real quick too. Like I was reading this, and it's like I'm very confused. Like, how many factions are there? This episode is deliberately confusing.
Oh, I know. I felt a little confused when I was reading it too.
Yeah, yeah. Because okay, so let me just break it down real quick. So there's the cavemen, and there's the professor, and he's got some kind of a professor's assistant with him, and I think maybe like other staff. And then there's like a couple of explorers, and they're like treasure hunting.
Yep.
And it's unclear if the explorers are with them or without them because they all attack Batman. So, getting back to it.
Mm-hmm.
So, the cavemen get the drop on them. They're knocked out. Batman and Robin, they wake up a few minutes later to find themselves being held captive. They're being greeted by Professor Moloff. He seeks fame for having discovered this island. Batman thinks he's mad, and they break free, and he starts a fight. This gets the attention of a T-Rex. Batman thinks quick, and he rappels on a rope across the tree, and he ties the rope around the beast's neck, taking it down. They get back to the group of explorers and are repaid by getting knocked out. One of the explorers ties up Batman. He's woken up when a giant boa constrictor wraps itself around him. Batman struggles, but he can't manage to break free. He accepts his death when suddenly a rifle shot out of nowhere hits the snake in the head. Batman breaks free of his bonds, but is unable to figure out who saved him. He sees some footprints leading to a river and follows them. Meanwhile, the other group of explorers throw Robin into what appears to be kind of like a greenhouse. I don't know if it's like a giant cage or a greenhouse. There's a lot of plants inside of it. I'm calling it a greenhouse. The explorers reveal that they are looking for buried treasure inside the giant cave. Robin finds himself being hunted by a tiger. So Batman, he's out looking for Robin, and he encounters the Professor Moloff, who tells him he didn't kill the snake. And then confusingly, he says that the secret to Batman's protection lies with him. And then immediately says he's going to kill Batman. So Batman receives a radio transmission from Robin saying he's being hunted by a tiger. Batman punches the professor in the face, and then he rushes towards Robin's location. Batman, he's being chased by Moloff, but he finds Robin up a tree, and then he wrestles the saber-toothed tiger off. He pulls out the tiger's tooth, and he uses it to stab the tiger in the heart.
Brutal.
Yeah. This is like the first time he fought a giant cat was in the Imagination Land.
Yeah.
So this is the first one he's actually killed. Oh, that was a wolf. That was a witch. All right, so he stabs it in the heart. So as they recover, they look down a cliff, and they see the professor and some cavemen about to attack that couple of treasure hunters. Batman and Robin swoop down, and they attack them. Robin then finds a movie camera, and then one of the explorers gets really angry at Batman. I lost my place. He gets angry and tells Robin that he's ruining one of the greatest movies ever filmed. And then he smacks Batman with a paper mache prop. Batman punches back. Robin figures it out. They've accidentally been interrupting a movie. No one was in danger the whole time. The movie director had Batman knocked out in order to trick Batman into action, making him this is the second time Batman just kind of interrupted the movie and became the star.
Yeah, this one's more like Bowfinger though.
Yeah. So the dinosaur was actually an animatronic with a person inside, so no one was hurt there. But the tiger and the boa constrictor were real. Obviously, it wasn't a real saber-toothed tiger. They glued teeth to it.
Also brutal.
That's brutal. And Batman killed it. I mean, it was an innocent tiger. I mean, it was whatever.
It was going after Robin.
It was going after Robin, but it was put in the greenhouse.
Yeah.
Well, all's well that ends well. Batman and Robin fly home. The end.
Yeah. Part of me wished the story had actually gone a little darker, and I knew it wasn't going to because this is the era we're in right now.
Yeah.
But if this were written a year before, then Batman would have shown up on the island, run into the mad scientist character, probably killed him or something on accident.
Yeah.
And then they would have been like, "Oh my God, what did you do? We're making a movie here." And he would have been like, "Well, oh well."
That's what you get for not telling your actors that they're in a movie.
Right? Exactly.
Yeah. You know what? The blood isn't on his hands.
Exactly.
Yeah. This whole episode or story, basically got me. And I mean, I guess you could think, okay, yeah, they're on a movie. This is one is deliberately confusing. And but the thing is, DC has Dinosaur Island.
Yep.
I think it's called the land that time forgot or something like that. It's the centerpiece for My favorite DC comic, DC: The New Frontier by the late great Darwin Cook.
Yeah, we were talking about that last time too. So
Yeah,
I kind of figured
I
that if
couldn't
it
remember if that
wasn't
was.
that, it would dupe you.
Yeah,
This is the second time that you've been fooled by an issue of Batman.
yeah. Like it fools me, even though they're like supposed to be like basic like things. Like you're supposed to do like, oh, obviously, but like no, it wasn't obvious for me because I was expecting.
Well, we just know too much about comic books, so
Yeah,
you like assume it's something crazy when really it's something really simple.
it's Scooby Doo again.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um. Yeah, that's that. I was I don't know what I was looking through something earlier today. No, I think I was looking at trying to find out like the first appearance of the actual Dinosaur Island. I didn't find it, but I oh no, I was looking up to see. So I was just curious when the first appearance of oh how Batman got his T-Rex trophy.
Yeah.
And it says they get it when they come back to this island.
Really?
So there's going to be another episode, another story like a couple years from now, I
Is
think.
it the same T-Rex? Because it's a T-Rex.
It might be this.
Like, it's a Robo T-Rex.
I don't think they're going to be specific about it.
Man.
Yeah, no. So, they're coming back to this island. I wonder if it'll. They said something about like they invite Batman and Robin there for like some kind of carnival or to host some event. So,
Cool.
I
look forward to it.
yeah, they're there on purpose this time. Maybe there will be an actual dinosaur.
They invite them there to a party and then secretly film a movie the whole time.
They invite them to check out this clone dinosaur island and see if it's safe. And then one of the fat engineers sabotages the place.
Man.
That would be great. What are your thoughts on it?
I liked it. I was like, I didn't fall for it because I was like, there's no way.
Mm-hmm.
Like we're too early in the comic books right now to be doing something like this legitimately. Plus,
Yeah.
whenever there's like, like white people in danger on an island and stuff, like I automatically
Yeah.
assume that it's a trap or
Well-
false or
well,
like,
There was also like I was thinking it in my head, and I'm like, okay, these cavemen, they're white, and
yeah,
let's be honest here. If they were actual cavemen, like they probably would have been a little like racist.
yeah.
So I'm like, okay, something's off about white cavemen. I don't know.
The whole thing just felt off from
Yeah.
the beginning. And like how casual the comic book was up until that moment where they saw a dinosaur, I was like, this is a joke. It's got to be a joke
Yeah.
because like the comic book opens with Bruce spanking Dick.
Yeah.
And that like threw me off because I was like, what the hell's happening? And then he was like, happy birthday. And I was like, oh.
Yeah, and I think that's got to be like this is a little more madcap of an episode.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, was it Joseph Green as the writer? Yeah,
He's the weirdo.
he wrote the this week's episode of Detective Comics as well,
Yeah.
and it's also got this very similar like madcap kind of loose feel to it.
It does.
As we'll get, there's more ass trauma in the next episode,
I know.
next story.
Yep. That's right.
So speaking of ass trauma, let's get into the panels.
Okay.
Looks like you put in this one the plane.
Yeah, I thought that, I mean, they're kind of out of order, but I
Yeah.
thought that was really cool looking. Like the plane just like about to crash into the waters basically because they're going through the hurricane. It's all like dark purple and the rain is like going diagonally and like sort of sideways. And the water is like, the waves are splashing up so high. It looks like they're about to crash into the ocean.
Yeah, it is a nice looking panel.
Yeah.
I like the purple purple rain. It's purple rain. Yeah, Prince and Batman
Yep.
go together so well.
This next panel is the first part of the 3-parter that you picked.
Mhm.
I like the first panel here because it's like it's Bruce's shadow of his hand coming over,
Yeah,
but the way they describe it, it's like going for like a horror vibe.
it's very
No.
Nosferatu.
Yeah, the calm face of a sleeping, unsuspecting lad falls the dark shadow of a groping hand.
Mm-hmm.
It's very sinister.
Yeah.
And he's got a big old ring on his finger.
After that, I think you chose this one, which I think I might have done one of them, or
Yeah, you picked
Yeah.
more of these like
I've done like this week. I've done like sequences, but yeah,
yeah, I've been doing that too, but I tried to just like narrow it down to like the one panel that I thought
Mhm.
looked the best to me. I just like I like this because like the snake's not even wrapped around the freaking tree. Look at it; it's only wrapped around Batman.
well, I mean, it's gotta only wrap around Batman. That's how they. If it was wrapped around the tree, it wouldn't be long enough and it wouldn't hurt him.
I guess that's
it's a
true,
boa
but I thought
constrictor.
it was like constricting him to the tree
I
when I,
mean,
was reading
it definitely looks like it could work like that, but no, I never interpreted it that. I always knew he was just only on Batman.
But yeah, it's just funny seeing Batman with the snake wrapped around him.
Yeah, accepting his fate too, like so easily. That's kind of uncharacteristic of him, I'd say.
I also like the last line on here where he says he'd like to see the Joker's face when he reads his obituary.
Yeah, I did too. That's great.
Like, that's what you think about when you're being strangled by a snake is the Joker.
You know what? They got a very, very personal, deep relationship.
Yeah.
Even when he's not in the stories, he casts a shadow.
He's not like, I wonder what Linda Page will think when I don't show up. It's like the Joker.
He you know what? The next story demonstrates he kind of does starting to not care about her.
I know.
And this is the ass trauma we were talking about in our next panels.
Yep.
Bruce Wayne waking him up, and then 8. It looks like 8 spankings or 9 in the next one. So
well, yeah, 8 and then 1 to grow on.
Oh yeah. So was he? Does that imply he's 9 years old?
Yeah. You know what's more disturbing about this than the fact that he's slapping his ass and doesn't say happy birthday till after he slaps him like 9 times?
Mm-hmm.
Is like how childish they play up Robin in this part of, like these first couple pages. I was like, he's never been this childish before, ever.
No,
like he's always, we talked about before how he's like a badass and like he can fight full grown men and he's like a force to be reckoned with. But here we have him like eating cake and being like, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
Yeah,
and just like acting like such a child.
The first year is them like way more like brothers. This is definitely feels more like a father-son relationship.
Yeah.
But I'm wondering like if this spanking like birthday was a tradition or something.
Maybe.
Like back in the day, like obviously one we didn't carry over.
I mean, it was a thing. I remember my parents like doing it to my little brother and stuff, just joking. I mean, they did it, but like they did it so he'd be like, "What's happening?" And they'd be like, "This is what we used to do." You know, so I know about it. I just
and also getting spanked by Batman. So like,
right?
Yeah, ouch. And then I picked the next one. It's Robin gobbling up cake.
Yep.
Like he's holding it like a pizza slice. And just shoving in his mouth. I just like the art. It's cute.
He just wakes up out of bed, gets spanked 9 times, and then shoves cake in his face.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? That's a way to get over the trauma.
Yeah.
The next one I chose it's like a little 3 thing. It's after the boa constrictor, right?
Mm-hmm.
The boa constrictor gets shot, and then Batman's he's almost kind of like falling over, and he's like getting his balance. I really liked the middle panel. It feels very Bat-Tuesday like almost.
I know, I like that one.
Yeah, like
it's drawn very well.
Yeah, he's just catching his balance, but like I love how it's dynamic.
Mm-hmm.
And then the next one is just a good shot of Batman pondering. I always like a good pondering.
Yeah, I like both of those.
Yeah.
I thought like I almost put that whole sequence in, but then I saw that you did.
Yeah, the fourth one's like the continuation of that. So
yeah.
Did you do this next sequence, or was that also me?
Oh,
that's like half a page. Yeah, that was me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just the tiger sequence.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have to describe every single panel, but
no.
You basically did during the synopsis.
I do like the last panel a lot, where it's the tiger. I mean, out of context, like, and if you didn't see that he's got the tooth in his mouth, I mean, in his hand, it would definitely look like the tiger has just mauled Batman to death.
Yeah.
And Robin is cheering on the tiger.
If there was no dialogue.
Yeah. Like I kind of wanted to like remove the dialogue.
Man,
I'd just do like half of the page, but
I thought I put one more. Oh no. Okay. So I was going to put this one in here separately.
Mm-hmm.
The panel 4 where Batman's laying on the ground and he's got the tiger in like a full Nelson basically.
Yeah.
And then Robin's like, "Come on, Batman, snap his neck."
Like, yeah, just cheering on this cat death.
But then Batman instead is like, "No, I'm gonna rip his tooth out and shove it in his heart."
Yeah, which is it's pretty hardcore.
Yeah,
like damn, okay, like yeah, he's doing the right thing in this, but it's like it's like remember when Batman killed that innocent whale?
Remember when he stabbed a fake saber-toothed tiger through the heart with its own tooth, with his own fake tooth?
Yep,
brutal.
Yep. All right, so I think that kind of does it for Batman #1, story 1. I forgot to put in the mid-roll. All right, where is that mid-roll here? There it is. So, when we get back after this break, we're going to do Detective Comics number 69.
69. back. And we're back in style with Detective Comics number 69.
Nice.
I don't know why I like emphasizing the number 69. It's just funny.
It's fun.
It's juvenile.
Yeah. And of course, it's Joker episode. And, you know, what was it? Was the 50s when we get to the whole Joker's boner thing?
Should have been this issue.
Yeah. That's going to be fun when that happens.
Yep. Anyways, Detective Comics 69. The Harlequin's Hoax. This is the November 1942 issue, art by Bob Kane, Jerry Robinson, and George Russos, and written by Joseph Green. Look at this cover.
That is a great cover.
Yeah, I mean, it took me a minute to realize that he's a genie. He's coming out of a bottle, or out of a lamp. But even if the lamp wasn't there, I would still love this cover.
Yeah, like they could have easily. I don't know what the genie like why a genie, but
I have no idea.
it's not relevant to the story. But it's still cool.
No, I've seen a recreation of this cover by I want to say it was Lee Bermeo, where there is no lamp, you know. So that's why I didn't see it at first. I kind of was like inspecting it, and then I was like, oh, he's coming out of a lamp.
Yeah, I mean, like there's a black void behind him, so it could have easily been just his, his bust appearing out of the void.
Yeah, or even the smoke's fine too. It doesn't have to be coming out of anything. But yeah, it's a great cover. It's just Batman and Robin standing in the spotlight there's a black background, and they're like, oh my god, and then this giant Joker genie is dual wielding pistols while coming out of a lamp. It's awesome.
It's cool.
Yeah, and the colors are very, very vibrant too.
Yeah, I'm liking how vibrant they're really leaning into that recently.
Yeah, I especially love Joker's like blue under eye stuff. Like, man,
yeah,
that's something that they haven't brought back yet. I mean, I guess they kind of did the blue for like the Joker movie, but it's more like traditional like clown triangles.
Yeah.
But,
I mean, they kind of like play it. It's definitely a big signal of classic Golden Age Joker now.
Yeah. The splash page is ridiculous. It's a giant Joker with like miniature versions. Okay, I guess to him they wouldn't be miniature. To him they would be full-size versions of things like a missile or an automobile.
Yeah.
Or I can't even tell what those are, just giant boxes or something.
They are plot relevant.
But anyways, to everybody else, they're gigantic, and to him, they would seem miniature. And he's like a puppet master. He's like manipulating these objects above all these people who are like screaming and running in terror, while Batman and Robin swing in on ropes.
They really do like the giant villain, small people.
I mean, it's really fun. I'll never get sick of it.
Yeah. All right, let me go for the blurb. Once more, crime's brazen buffoon opens up his bag of evil tricks and stuns Gotham City with a series of madcap pranks. Yes, the Joker, archfiend of the underworld, is back again, and he's handing out presents with sinister generosity. Sinister, for the grim jester is never philanthropic without some malevolent purpose. So beware of crooks-bearing gifts as you follow that tornado team of crime crushers, Batman and Robin, the Boy Wonder, on the twisted trail of the Joker in the Harlequin's Hoax.
All right.
Yeah.
I would have tripped up on that too.
Yep.
I purposely don't read these until we're sitting here and recording.
I do the same thing.
Because I want to see if I can get through it without studying it ahead of time.
Yeah.
All right. Heads up. I wrote this and I haven't proofread it. And I was kind of struggling with writing this one because like all the other Joker ones that we've been reading so far, he's so by the book. Like he picks like his method of operation and then he just does the same thing to like 5 or 6 different people.
Yeah.
And you're just like, geez, I have to rewrite the same thing over and over and over.
You know what though? At least Batman didn't trick him by putting some kind of thing in the newspaper.
Yeah, this is true. That was pathetic.
Yeah.
Okay. The Joker plans his most devious scheme to date. Over a period of a few days, he mails seemingly broken or useless items to a bunch of people in Gotham City. A radio with no speaker, a car with 3 wheels, a telescope with no lens, a clock with no hour hand, each one with a cryptic note attached. Across town, Bruce and Linda are at the fun park. They decide to go on a parachute ride, a roller coaster that hauls you up 200 feet into the air and then drops you back down with a parachute. The lovebirds take the drop together, but halfway down the ride stalls out and strands them in midair. It quickly becomes a media sensation, Radio and newspaper reporters have a field day with poor playboy millionaire and his girlfriend stuck on a thrill ride. After being stuck on the ride for a few hours, the bat signal lights up the sky, and Bruce is forced to get creative. He unbuckles his seatbelt and launches himself from his seat, pretending to fall overboard. And his girlfriend even screams his name.
I love that.
He grabs hold of a metal bar and descends to the ground, where he changes into the garb of Batman, and then immediately takes off for the police station. Once there, he and Commissioner Gordon discuss the Joker's string of strange gifts and try to figure out the connection. They're both stumped. The following night, Joker and some goons rob a department store. A cop catches them, but Joker dispatches him, and they escape with the loot. Bruce and Dick are reading the morning paper and notice that the store that was robbed belonged to the man who received the broken radio from the Joker. That very night, Joker breaks into a camera store by hiding in some barrels. When he and his thugs break free, they head for the storeroom and steal some top-of-the-line expensive cameras, but are confronted by Batman and Robin, who also snuck in barrels, I guess, right? In boxes.
Yeah.
I like that. The dynamic duo makes very short work of Joker and his goons for once. They tie everyone up and throw them into the back of their own getaway truck. Batman and Robin hop in the front and drive to police headquarters. Not far into the drive, though, they hear a loud bang and assume a tire blowout. Batman hops out to check, but unfortunately, it was false. The Joker had palmed some acid at the camera store, used it to dissolve his bonds, and then broken a pocketed flashbulb to create the noise. In the time it took Batman to figure that out, Joker has already escaped, thrown Robin out of the truck, and taken off. Batman decides to do some investigating into the strange Joker gifts, so he visits each person's house that day. After thoroughly confusing Robin and acting a fool, he is able to determine that each person's gift is a form of blackmail. The car with 3 wheels was sent to a man with a fake leg. The radio with no speaker to a half-deaf man. The clock with 1 arm sent to a man with 1 arm, or 1 fake arm. And the telescope with no lens sent to a man with 1 fake eye. It turns out that all the men were together in another city years ago, and they were trapped in an explosion which resulted in all of their injuries. 2 other men were in the explosion as well, but they didn't survive their injuries, so the law enforcement tried to pin it on the survivors, but they finally found a way around it and back to their normal lives. So they're all fearful of this past explosion. I want more information.
Yeah, that's a story in itself.
Right? Joker was maybe they were like trying to rob a bank or something.
Maybe it almost kind of implied that they were like with the Joker, like they were part of his gang or something, but they're too like rich and seem kind of upstanding citizens of their own. So I don't know.
Well, they must have been doing something nefarious.
Yeah, that's how they got their money.
Joker was using the gifts to blackmail the men into giving them access to their places of employment,
right?
To rob them, or rob their bosses, most likely, actually.
Yeah.
In exchange for not selling them out to their bosses. Batman interrogates one of the men that received a gift. He tells Batman that he is indeed right about the Joker's scheme. He offers to turn himself into the police. Just then, the radio announcer interrupts the regular broadcast to tell everybody in Gotham about a robbery at a fur company. Batman realizes the connection and decides to head there and go after the Joker. But suddenly, the door bursts open, and it's the Joker. He's there, and he's pissed. He ties the dynamic duo and their new friend to the radiator, and then sets a time bomb on the floor in the room and runs off laughing. Batman and Robin struggle to try to get it loose to deactivate or at least remove the bomb from the room, but to no avail. The third prisoner, Mr. Brown, the one with the fake arm, disconnects his fake arm and scoots free from the radiator just far enough to be able to kick the bomb through the window. It explodes as soon as it reaches the fresh air, badly damaging the wall, but also setting the 3 men free. The Caped Crusaders ask Brown where the Joker could have went to, and he tells them about the airplane factory where he works. Joker threatened to kill his wife if he didn't give him the information and the safe combination. I like how they had to say that. I mean,
yeah,
he's already blackmailing him. Now he has to threaten to kill his wife too. The Caped Crusaders take off for the airplane factory and find Joker and his goons just as they are about to crack a safe full of large, valuable diamonds, apparently used in making drill bits.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. The Mad Clown and his gang take off running and shooting behind them as they go. Their chase leads them to an airplane assembly line where our heroes use airplane parts to subdue the villains. Batman confronts the Joker at the end of the line, like that. And they duke it out. Joker gets the upper hand again this time and uses it to hop into a completed airplane and take off for freedom. The end.
Joker wins.
Yep, again.
Yeah.
His way.
That's 2 stories in a row.
Nobody wants to see the Joker lose, though.
No, it's fun. Like Joker's stories either end with him getting away or falling in a pit or like nearly dying.
He still gets away with his crimes, though. You
Yeah.
know, usually. He's only been locked up once, right?
Once or twice.
I think just once officially locked up in that penitentiary.
Yeah.
But
or he gets locked up when he voluntarily puts himself in.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. So twice, yeah.
Did you know how sometimes we have like themes happening between the stories, even though like they're months apart?
Yeah.
This one has 2 of them.
Well, I know about the ass damage.
The second one is Batman and Robin in this one. Them in some kind of a trap about to die when a third party like actually saves them.
Yeah, you're right. I
Yeah.
didn't think about that.
Yeah. Yeah, these Joseph Green episode like stories have like a different flavor to them. It's very apparent.
Yep. He likes the ass damage.
He does.
And he likes the third man.
We just watched The Third Man
Yeah.
last week or so.
Mm-hmm.
That is a great movie. Did you like it?
Yeah, it's a really good movie. I
Yeah.
like it quite a bit.
Like I feel like I almost like gave the spoiler away when I said, "Oh yeah, Orson Welles is in this movie," and then I was like thinking the whole time like, I don't know if they noticed Orson Welles hasn't been here yet.
Kelsey was like, "Oh, my friend kind of looks like that guy," and I was like Orson Welles.
That's
That's who that is. Yep.
Okay, so I guess I got to drop off my copy of Citizen Kane. All right. Did you have any thoughts on this one?
I thought this one was fun. At this point, it's weird to say this, but this is like a by the numbers Joker story.
Yeah.
Because he like I said in the beginning of this issue, he like sets up like his crime MO for the issue, and then just he does it to like a group of people, and then they basically like 2 or 3 of them have to like die and or like not be saved before they get to the point where like Batman can outsmart him and then get one step ahead.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's very apparent that like Joker must be the fan favorite.
Yeah,
because he's got the biggest ratio of the classic rogues we've read so far.
Oh yeah,
and yeah, they're fun, but they are getting formulaic.
Yeah, maybe that's why he goes away for a little while, because they get to the point where they just can't think of what to do with him anymore.
Yeah, and they got to reinvent him. So
which is fine. I don't want to have Joker fatigue. You know?
Yeah.
I could take more Two-Face stories and Scarecrow stories
And,
for sure.
And I'm surprisingly loving the Penguin stories.
Yeah, the Penguin stories have been solid.
Yeah.
But yes, this is a good issue. I love the cover. I like the concept of it a lot, like him giving people these broken objects as a form of blackmail.
Mm-hmm.
But it seems a little convoluted. He could have just sent them a threatening note, and it would have had the same effect.
Yeah, you know what? Actually, this reminded me of the. It's not the same concept, but I mean the concept of Joker coming back to get something from somebody who did something to him a long time ago, or he was involved with, was the ad episode of Batman animated series where he is the guy who cuts him off in traffic, and he gets his ID, and he comes back, and it's Joker's favor. That's the one.
It's also kind of like Mask of the Phantasm.
How so?
Well, in Mask of the Phantasm, he's coming back sort of to get revenge on the family, like that main family that he worked for.
Yeah. This one didn't feel like revenge. It felt more like just kind of like, oh yeah, I can use these guys for something.
Yeah.
Then in the other one, he had just like that was like this revenge plot. This one is just like a means to an end. They're what they were is kind of just more irrelevant to him, just as long as he gets what he wants.
I think the Joker at this point, with how they portrayed him, he's super smart, obviously.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like he's got a photographic memory or something too.
He's got to.
And I also think he's the type of person who like never forgets a face.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so he can always call on favors, or always has someone to throw under the bus, or always someone to throw out of the bus.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, that's what makes him like one of the things that makes him really dangerous and like a worthy foe to Batman. Even though he's just like a clown. I don't like, I think I've said it before, but like if you're in 1939 or 40 or whatever, and you're like, I have this grim, dark Avenger of the Night. I need to make his 180 opposite mirror. Of course, a clown.
You know, I think it would be really cool if they did reveal that he had like a photographic memory, because you have Batman or Bruce Wayne who constantly is striving to improve himself, you know, like teaching himself all these things, all these trades, you know, like And so he has to stay fresh, stay on his toes, stay in shape. And then you would have the Joker who just doesn't have to try at all. It's just naturally good at what he does.
Yeah, and he does it mostly because he's bored.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like Batman has a goal,
Yeah, he's like driven. He has like a
Yeah.
sense of purpose. So they are like polar opposites in
Yeah.
those ways.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yep.
All right, let's get into these panels.
All right.
I don't know if you did this one or I did this one.
I just picked it
Yeah.
because I like whenever they come up with new nicknames for people.
Mhm.
This one they call him a melancholy man.
Sounds like a 70s
Yeah.
like crooner song.
They've called him a melancholy clown before, and I like that one a lot. But I
Yeah.
just like every time they take those words and put them with other words, I like to take a snapshot.
He's the melancholy man.
Also, like he's like, haha, this shall be my greatest coup. But like, what do you?
He's just,
How?
He's
Why-
just
you
playing solitaire.
Yeah, but he's like holding a Joker card, and he's just got a bunch of ones on the table. So
Yeah.
I don't get it. I don't see the
Well,
connection.
They're aces.
I guess that's true. Well, that's what I mean. But
Yeah.
like, he's like, haha, now that I have the Joker card,
Yeah.
I know what I'm gonna do.
Of course. It just all comes. He's just like, I think that maybe that's part of his like plan. Like that's just how he does things. Like I said, he's kind of aimless
Yeah.
until he's got a plan, right? So he's just like sitting at his desk. He's like, let's see, ace, 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 ace. He sees the Joker card, and it just like
It clicks.
the plan is just all there.
Yeah. Wait, there's 4 men, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So they're his pawns.
Checkmate.
I see it now.
Yeah.
Wrong game, but
Yeah.
yeah.
I chose the next panel. It's of Linda Page and Bruce on the machine, the ride machine thingy,
Parachute.
the parachute
ride thing.
Yeah. And it's Bruce looking. Well, he's talking to Linda, but it kind of looks like he's looking at the sandwich he's holding in his hand.
He's like, this is a weirdly shaped sandwich.
Well, I just think he's lovingly looking at the sandwich.
Yeah.
I try to like not tweet out like things from this until we have the episode out, but I just tweeted out yesterday. I want somebody who looks at me the way that Bruce Wayne looks at his sandwich, or find someone who find somebody
Like
who does it.
she's got a microphone and he's like being recorded and broadcast and he's staring at the sandwich.
Yeah.
Also what he's saying too, like yeah, he's copying what she's saying, but with the look at the sandwich too, it's like don't worry if I'm late for dinner because I got this sandwich.
Mm-hmm.
So.
It's great. And yeah, I don't think we put it in here, but I definitely like the panel a couple later when he's like falling. He's like, "Oh, help! I'm falling."
Oh yeah, I didn't put that in there, but I thought those were great.
Yeah.
The whole fake fall. Come on. Like it was not moving, it wasn't rocking, everything was just fine, and then
It's just like it's the most inelegant superhero like ducking out scene.
Yeah.
Yep.
This next panel is really awesome. You sent me this one, so
Yeah,
most of the panels we were the same, so I only put a couple in.
Yeah. It's Batman just rappelling across the night sky.
Yeah, for once it's not in silhouette, but it's all shadowy, so it still looks really, really cool.
Yeah, like there's a lot of dark clouds kind of enveloping around the a little bit of exposed sky and the moon, full moon, of course.
Makes it seem like it's windy after all, because you get like this little, like the stretched out cloud striations.
Yeah, you get the feeling it's like one of the colder months. Let's see. Next one. Did I stick this one in here? I'm pretty sure I said.
I put this one in there.
Oh,
'cause
okay,
I thought I always like when Bruce is kind of an asshole.
Yeah.
So Linda's like, just think, Bruce, somewhere the Batman is going into action now. And then he's thinking to himself, like hell, basically. But it says, like fun, he's stuck here in a parachute. So clearly he just wants to get the F out of there.
Yeah. I try to stick it in order, but like it's difficult on this app.
I know.
I think I put this next one.
I like this one. I would have put it in here too, because the policeman's flashlight on Joker reminds me of Batman, the Adam West show, like the little spotlights.
Yeah.
I guess it was the TV movie that did that.
Yeah.
The opening credits.
But I'm sure there's scenes like that in the show itself. The show, I always think that the movie came out like after the show or like before it, right?
It was the pilots.
No, it wasn't.
The movie?
The show was running. They'd started like isn't like in between seasons or something.
Oh, was it between season 1 and 2?
Somewhere like that. Like the movie and the show were like airing concurrently.
For some reason, I thought maybe the movie was filmed first.
No, like they were like the show was established in a thing.
Really?
Yeah, it's just so weird that they don't like because nowadays, anytime like anything like that would happen, it's like, all right, we do it as a before and then it spins off into a movie, or we finish the series and then we do like a movie to cap it all off.
I mean, I love that movie. It's
Oh yeah,
If I'm gonna watch that show, if I want to watch the show, but I don't have time to watch a couple episodes, I'll just put the movie on.
Yeah, I think a lot of people also just kind of like see clips from the movie and think it's like from the show itself.
Yeah.
Because I mean, the big iconic scene with Batman running with the bomb,
Oh yeah.
it's from the movie, but like for a long time, you just kind of assume, oh, it's from the old Batman show until you like
Mhm.
watch it.
Some days you just can't get rid of a bomb.
No, some days you can't get rid of guys pointing guns at the back of your head, like Batman is in our next panel.
Yeah.
45 caliber danger menaces
The
the
Batman.
Batman.
Oh, sorry. I really wanted to read these panels for this Joker one too, with the flashlight in the
Oh,
alleyway.
yeah, go for it.
It's just a cop running down the alleyway, pointing the flashlight at Joker, and he's like, "Hey, what are you doing back here?" And then the Joker says, "Just robbing a store, officer. Any objections?" Ha ha. And then he hits him hits him in the gun hand, I guess,
Yeah, I like that.
with the blackjack or something.
Any objections? It's just a smart ass thing to do.
Yep.
Why did you pick the one of the
The gun?
Yeah,
I just like when people pull guns on Batman because it's never gonna go well.
no, it never does.
Also, he's like, "Let's see how great you are with the slug in your back."
Yeah, you know, if you
I
didn't
love that shitty like that. I don't even know what you would call that. Like the
equip,
way, like, is it a quip? No, I mean
It's-
like the way that they talk when they say stuff like "your," Y-E-R.
oh,
Your.
yeah, I know what you mean. I don't know if there's a just slang or whatever.
Yeah, I guess it's slang, but they're like writing it phonetically.
Yeah,
Maybe that's not even the right word. I don't know.
I don't know, whatever.
Either way, it's cool.
Yeah, and then this one of Batman clocking Joker. I think you
I
did
don't know if you put that one in there, but I definitely put both of these in here, or chose both too, because I just like the dialogue here because he's uppercutting Joker in the chin. He's been doing a lot of uppercutting recently.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, "Sorry, Robin, the Joker's my personal dish."
Yeah.
That's why you think about him when you were about to die.
And then Joker knocking Robin out with the butt of his gun. Or not, I mean, he didn't knock him out, but like that's gotta hurt. Oh,
Oh, that would probably make you lose consciousness for a second.
yeah, he's definitely got a concussion.
Yeah.
So that was part of his getaway plan after tricking Batman. Can I read the panels?
Oh, yeah, go for it.
Okay. So the next panel, this is Joker. He drove off, and then Batman and Robin are both looking at the car going off, and Batman says, "Robin, will you please kick me in the pants and do it without asking any questions?"
It's so random.
And the next panel is Batman bending over and getting his ass kicked by Robin.
Yep.
Robin says, "Okay, boss. Okay, you're the boss, but what's the gag? The oldest one of all time, and I've fallen for it."
Yep.
And this was when it was revealed that the tire blowout was because Joker slipped in some light bulbs in Batman's pants, and Batman wanted Robin to kick his butt because to break the rest of the glass that's in there, which
That would hurt.
that would hurt. I'm sure he's got like multiple layers, and it's probably like not like spandex or I don't know.
It would have to be. I think like it would be like those or the movie serials
Mhm.
where it's almost like a sweatshirt that
Yeah,
he's wearing. You know.
yeah. And I mean it is like thin glass, but like it breaks in a billion pieces, and
Yeah.
yeah. But also like I don't.
You know who's
I-
gonna be pulling it out later.
Yeah, he's gonna be pulling out that later, and
Robin's gonna be pulling it out because Robin had pulled the bullet out of him. Remember, he doesn't
Oh,
have
yeah.
Alfred right now.
he doesn't have Alfred, and he's got too much dignity to go to hospital for that. But also, I don't think a light bulb would be loud enough to be mistaken.
Yeah, I don't think so.
A
either.
light bulb's got a very distinct breaking sound.
Yeah, I mean, it's. You're right.
I mean,
I
if
thought that was goofy when I was reading it too, but
but out of context, like if you just cut it, like the balloons out, which I'm going to be posting, like when this comes out, like it's so good, it's so funny.
I saved it. I already whited out the
Yeah.
speech bubbles.
Oh,
'cause I
I'm
wanna
just
think of something.
I'm just like
anyway.
cutting it like in half, so it's just like just the pictures, no bubbles or anything, just yeah.
Yep. This one I just out of context too. Even in context, it's ridiculously rude.
hmm
Batman just says, "May I look at one of your guns?" "Ah, loaded, isn't it?" And then just fires a gun like right next to someone's head.
Yeah, very haphazardly and
Bang!
but it's okay. He's half deaf already.
He
So
like really doesn't give a shit either. He's like, because he's firing a gun with one hand and then he's just got his other hand resting
yeah,
on his chin.
and it's just so casual.
Yep.
That's why I'm thinking it's the Joseph Green effect. Like this doesn't feel like a typical Bill Finger episode.
Is it just call things the Joseph Green effect from now on when things happen in your life that don't feel like something that would normally happen? And people will be like, who the hell's that?
When I randomly want someone to kick my ass.
Yep.
I chose the last two. It's a 3-panel sequence, but basically I really like the sequence.
I do too. It's really
Yeah.
good.
It's the one I was saying like earlier, somebody else helping him. It's Batman, Robin, and what was the guy's name?
Brown.
Mr. Brown. And they're tied to radiators. Hey, like the Penguin tied them up to radiators, and like, Bruce Wayne the radiator, last one. But they're tied up or chained up, and there's a bomb that's about to go off. And then Mr. Brown's like, "Oh, I got this." He forgot I have an artificial arm, and he just like breaks off his arm and then kicks the bomb out. And I really like how goofy, in the panel where he's kicking, it's a very goofy look. He's got like an arm dangling like very weirdly, like almost like he's a doll.
Maybe he hasn't kicked anything since grade school, so he wasn't sure that it would work.
I mean, it's a good kick, but the arm is like what just like looks weird and just like
Yeah, it definitely does.
yeah, like his Buzz Lightyear or Woody, look like Woody or something.
It definitely looks like that.
Yeah. No, in general, I just love it.
I like how he waited for Batman and Robin to struggle before he's like, "Don't worry," and then pops his arm off.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, I got this. I'll save you, Batman. And how cool would it be to be like, yeah, I saved Batman and Robin's life.
Hey, yeah, I waited to the last minute and then kicked a bomb out a window.
It was awesome. So that does it for this episode of Become a Bat. Next week, we're going to be talking about Batman number 10, story number 2, Report Card Blues.
I feel like I should call that one.
You want that one?
Yeah, I want to do that one.
All right. And then I think you want this one, Detective Comics number 70, The Man Who Could Read Minds.
Hey, that one sounds great too. Don't get me wrong.
You know, yeah. Sometimes I give you them based on the cooler titles, and they end up being like less as good. So let's see how this plans out. All right. Thank you so much for listening. Have a good night.
Later.